Mikal Bridges urges Tom Thibodeau to play the starters less minutes and play the bench more. Is Tom Thibodeau losing a locker room? Hit that rock. Before we get started, make sure to hit the like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit the dark notification bell to get each and every notification for each and every video I put out there. It's your boy G. Malaysia Knicks. Let's get it. So, in an article by Stephen Bondy of the New York Post, it came out today, or on Wednesday, that Mikal Bridges is not a big fan of the heavy minutes by Tom Thibodeau. He told Stephen Bondy, saying sometimes it's not fun on the body. Damn, I can't read. I need hooked on phonics. You want that as a coach, but also talk to him a little bit, knowing that you got a good enough team where our bench guys could come in and you don't need to play 48 minutes, 47. Damn, this article is really weird. We've got a lot of good guys on this team that can take away minutes, which helps the defense, helps the offense, helps tired bodies being out there and giving up all these points. It helps just keeping bodies fresh out there. Now, the article goes on to say Stephen Bondy noted that big man Channing Frye, who was soft in New York, recently blamed Tom Thibodeau for the Knicks' injuries. This is the same guy who was basically kowtowing for LeBron James and making excuses about the whole face of the league thing. So his opinions are whatever. But, you know, he came out and blamed Tom Thibodeau for the injuries, despite the fact that Jalen Brunson's injury was a contact injury where his foot came down on another person's foot and the ankle rolled. And, you know, they point out OG Anunoby, who's been injury-prone his whole career. Then the article also mentions Julius Randle, who had 2 ankle injuries within a span of 4 weeks in the playoffs. And then last season with the Knicks, in a game where he probably should have been taken out, but he made this decision to attack the basket and play with a mollywop in the Heat, had the game all wrapped up, and he fell down on his shoulder. Jaime Vasquez, whatever. Mitch Robinson's been injured his whole career. Bojan Bogdanovic was older, but of course it all comes down to Tom Thibodeau. Now, interestingly enough, Tom Thibodeau came out and stated that him and Mikal never had this conversation. Said Tibbs or Mikal asking less minutes. We never had a conversation. Facts are facts. Wings play more, matched up with the top scorers. Mikal minutes down. Gonna come down more, OG elite level. Josh never wants out. Know the matchups. If LeBron is on a 440, guys guarding him are gonna be 40, which I don't think is the right way to think about. Now, I do think he's correct on certain things where, look, your wings, the NBA is a wing league. Wings, big ass guards, it's that type of league. So you want your best defender, your best wing defenders to be on the best wings night out. Now, that's not to say that you should be playing them 40-some-odd minutes a night and not have a type of backup, some type of reprieve, something to help them keep fresh. Mikal is leading the NBA in minutes a game at 37.8. He's also second in the league in distance traveled this season in miles. Overall miles at 2.88 miles a game. This is right below Tyrese Maxey, but Maxey's more so on the offensive end. That's why Mikal's number 2 and 1.56 offensive miles traveled on offense. Maxey's number 1 at 1.66. And then on defense, Mikal Bridges is second at 1.32, right behind Tumani. Come on, it was a solid play, by the way. And but yeah, Mikal Bridges, he has a point. Think about this. Night out, Mikal Bridges getting ran ragged night in, night out by teams' offenses. They know to just run him through screens, wear his legs out to where now you get into the third, fourth quarter when your so-called closing wings are in the game. Your legs are finito. It's just science. Tibbs, it's science. Now, Mikal Bridges does have a lot of cachet with the team. Obviously, the trade does make his words kind of probably resonate a little bit more with the front office. Probably going to come down and talk to Tom Thibodeau and say, hey, he has a point. This isn't an investment. We're trying to make a so-called championship run for the next 2, 3, 4 years, however long it may be. And we need to see what we have in this player. So maybe it is best to kind of take some minutes off and play guys like Shamet, especially when you play some of these weaker teams, not play these guys heavy minutes during against teams who are just not that good. Even though for some reason it feels like every team wants to play up for the Knicks, even when they're in the midst of tanking. But then also Mikal Bridges has cachet on the sense of that. Look, the guy's offense outside the last few games and parts of the season, 40-point game against the Spurs, it hasn't been up to snuff like they expected. And many times he's playing with dead legs. Don't matter if you're a catch and shoot guy, still guys that attack the closeouts. You're telling him to play with some dead legs on offense after killing himself on defense. And so with Tom Thibodeau, look, the Knicks are still 17, 18 games above 500. Guys are out for various reasons. I don't think it's necessarily because Tom Thibodeau's playing the minutes. Josh Hart is an anomaly. He's rubber band man. He loves playing the minutes. I think sometimes he even plays better when the pressure's a little bit on him, as you saw in the playoffs, the beginning of the playoffs last season. But for Mikal Bridges, is Tom Thibodeau in the wrong? No, but can he be better and play these guys a little bit less? Yes. Do I think he's losing the locker room? Now, I don't like the fact that Mikal Bridges is coming out and saying to Stephen Bye before he has a conversation with Tom Thibodeau. You got to go to the coach. And we've seen in the past Tom Thibodeau has treated players a certain way when they came out to the media, right? Cam Reddish, you had Quentin Grimes. Hinton had more minutes despite the fact that he was trash on the offensive end. So he was vying for more touches, even though he was trash on offensive end. Cam Reddish was just way too inconsistent, not focused. Was, again, like people have said, I think Alan Hahn mentioned or hinted that he would be the last guy in, first guy out type of situation with New York, despite the fact that he was traded from the Hawks for having that attitude. And then you've had players who've been, lesser players, guys like Kyle Korver who kind of complain. Cat is probably the biggest player who complained, but he never complained when Tom Thibodeau's there. So you're talking about a guy like Mikal Bridges, who's the first real player with some cachet and some real value in this team, who's coming out and complaining about the minutes. And he he has a point, and he has a cachet to back him up. So it's up to Tom Thibodeau to start listening to this. And yes, play the bench. Guys like Pacome Daddy should be playing some defensive minutes. I'm not saying he's going to be a part of the offense and do it. I'm not saying at all. Plays guys some defensive minutes. Freaking Shamet. Despite the fact that he's been garbaggio or inconsistent at best. I don't even know what the hell you call his offense, really. He's still a decent defender out there. Right? Play these guys, man. Preserve these guys to get to the playoffs. Right? I want to see these guys with some fresh legs. I want to see how these guys can step up their game now with Jalen Brunson out. And then when Jalen Brunson gets back, let's see how Jalen Brunson and the squad runs, how you can be a plus multiplier to these players who have not elevated their games without him. They can create an offense without him. So then now Jalen Brunson's not getting overused and over-relied on and having to play 40-some-odd minutes in the playoffs because when he sits, if he sits, the offense struggles. So Mikal Bridges has a good point. I don't think it's the end of Tom Thibodeau. Again, the front office is looking at this guy as a buffer. They don't want to get in trouble because, again, when you talk about the bench, right, the bench is not the strongest. We can always look back to the front office and say, hey, you guys constructed this team. You guys made this team very front loaded. It is on you guys to fix it. And as long as that exists, Leon Rose is not going to get rid of Tom Thibodeau and have to take the brunt of it. Because now you have to then find a coach who's going to now come into a situation, which is not necessarily easy. Think about this. We go into the, God forbid, but if we come out of the second round of the season, now that coach has to come in and try to elevate this team that's still very front-loaded, that's right underneath the second apron, and he has to figure out how to get this same squad better. Don't matter if you're playing 13, 14 guys, whatever. If your bench ain't that good, your bench ain't that good. The stars getting a little bit older, so it's going to be very interesting to see, but I don't necessarily think that Tom Thibodeau's losing the locker room. It's all about how he responds. How he responds to playing the bench guys a little bit more, then everything's all good, right? Play the bench guys a little bit more. But people can't kill Tom Thibodeau and say he doesn't do it because he did it this year with Huck Purdy and he got hurt. It's like, man, he's kind of stuck in a rock and a hard place, but he does have to play these guys a little more. Just to even appease these guys, man. Because if Mikal Bridges goes down, now you validate it to the rest of this league that really doesn't even watch the Knicks like that. Now you validate it to the rest of the league. If Mikal Bridges get hurt from getting clotheslined in the air by a fan, they'll blame it somehow on Tom Thibodeau. So just play the guys a little bit less minutes. They have a point. Preserve them a little bit. But let me know your thoughts, your comments. It's your boy G Malesia KNICKS. I'm interested to hear what you guys got to say about this. Is Tom Thibodeau losing the locker room? Again, it's the first time really a guy with some cachet, why he's still on the team, has really complained about it. And even young players in the past, IQ talked about, hey, Tom Thibodeau defense is going to preach that. You never heard him complain. So we'll see, man. I won't say it's a nothing burger. Something's there, but damn, going to the press and doing that, guys got to him. It's up to the leaders too in the locker room to be like, yo, Mikal, you handle things a certain way over here. We try not to go to the press at all. That's on Jalen Brunson. That's where the leadership comes in. So hopefully Jalen talks to Mikal Bridges and gets all settled. Hopefully this all blows away. Tom Thibodeau plays the guys a little bit less minutes. Get some more contributions from, again, Pacome. Contributions from Shemet. Even freaking, I don't want to say Kolek for minutes. I know his defense is trash, but just to get these guys a little bit of reprieve, getting ready for the plays. But let me know your thoughts and comments. I've been blabbering on way too much. Your boy G Malesia KNICKS. I appreciate you guys. Peace, Lou. God bless. I'll see you.